Well, welcome back, everybody, to Thrive in Your Body with Homeopathy series, where we discuss what homeopathy can do for you and your loved ones, and especially if you're suffering from a chronic health condition. So, today I'm very honored and very excited to welcome our fabulous guest. Her name is Brenda Plascencia, and she is a registered homeopath. So let me tell you a little bit about our guest before I introduce her to you. So, in her own words, Brenda empowers people to gain control over their health in order to transform their life through natural approaches using homeopathy and also discovering healthier lifestyles. She is a classical homeopath and also a functional medicine certified coach. And during her years of practice, she has found that both systems, both classical homeopathy and the principles of functional medicine, actually work very well together. So she actually turned the approach that she is now practicing as functional homeopathy. So it will be very exciting to learn more about how she combines coaching and homeopathy together. Brenda is also a mother of 3 adult kids. She was born in Mexico and now she lives in Texas, where she has worked as a professional homeopath since 2012. Her first contact with homeopathy was as a child because her mom comes from a family of homeopaths. So it was a common to see, homeopathic remedies at her home, which I cannot wait to also ask Brenda more about that, how it was growing up. So after the birth of her children, Brenda got motivated by the desire to address their health challenges, and she decided to study homeopathy professionally in Mexico. And she says that homeopathy has given her some fantastic gifts, and she's able to help people recover their health. And she is also able to teach people to live and address their health issues in a more natural way. So, among several health conditions, Brenda successfully focuses on asthma and seasonal allergies, as well as she helps autistic children and coaches moms about how to treat them in a more natural way, and also in some cases to even avoid medication and their side effects. So, well, let me have you welcome Brenda to our show today. Welcome. Such a pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, it's a
Hello.
pleasure to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely. Well, let's jump into your story, Brenda. So I was very intrigued by you talking about your mom coming from a family of homeopaths, and I was curious, how was it to grow up in, being familiar with the system of medicine?
Well, for me, it was like the natural, the common way to treat any health condition or any health issue that appeared. Because my great grandma was a homeopathic practitioner and a great uncle. So my mom has this basic knowledge of homeopathy, and she usually used to use homeopathy for me and my siblings when we got sick. If things were like more complex, then she used to take us to the homeopathic practitioner, who was also a friend of the family, a great homeopath in Mexico. His name is Jose Juarez, by the way. So he taught me a lot of things about homeopathy. But in that moment, when I was, a young woman, I saw homeopathy just like the natural or the common way to treat any health condition. But then when I had my kids, I remember my mom gave me a book about how to use homeopathy with common conditions like flu or fevers or digestion upsets or whatever. So I was able to treat those conditions with my children at home. I had my homeopathic kit, and I was able to manage like the simple stuff. If things were complicated, then I took them to our homeopath. But then when my third son was a baby, he started with this croup condition. So I felt like so helpless because my knowledge was so basic. So and sometimes my homeopath was not at town when at the moment that my son was having a flare up. So I decided to study homeopathy in a professional way. In Mexico, it is recognized by as an official profession. So I had to go back to school and get my 4-year degree in order to be able to have this knowledge to treat a chronic or a complex condition. And I fell in love with homeopathy. So I decided to do it not just for my family, but for everybody. And here I am.
Wow. Wow. I think this is a very common story for a lot of people, a lot of homeopaths that maybe they needed to, especially for moms, who needed to treat kids. And
once you discover homeopathy and how important it is, it's a very powerful tool for moms to have at home, or at least to know that you have that option. It's really nice.
Right. Do you remember like the first time when you actually saw the effects, when you gave some remedies to your kids and you actually were able to
Yes, that's why I decided to study, because I remember when my son had these flare-ups, and the homeopath gave me the remedies, and I saw how well he reacted, and he recovered without any kind of medication, just homeopathy. So when these flare-ups came and my homeopath was not around, and I had not the knowledge to treat this, once we ended at the ER, and that made me feel so bad, seeing my child with this inhalers, and knowing that he was able to respond to homeopathy, but it was me that had not the tool or the knowledge to help him. So I decided that I didn't want to go through that again.
Yeah. Wow.
And I can tell you, my kids are adults now. They are 28, 26, and almost 21, and they have never had an antibiotic at all. Never in their life. So all things were managed, thankfully, just naturally with homeopathy and all natural products. My family have a company of bee products, so I always use homeopathy or propolis or any other bee product.
No, it's wonderful. I mean, I thank you for sharing about it. I really would like for people to know that it is completely possible to grow up without antibiotics and
Absolutely
medication, and we actually are so much healthier if that's the case. And I know, so a big part of your work, as it seems, is to empower mothers to actually be able to help their kids. Can you tell us more about how you do that, and how you can actually teach mothers, and any results that you're having with that?
Yeah, I always suggest them to get a homeopathic kit, and I give them the suggested remedies. In fact, I created a guide that anyone can just download from my Instagram or my website. There's a simple, basic guide in homeopathy. So I like them to have this on hand together with the homeopathic kit. So if one of the kids gets sick with fever, with a cold, or any of these acute issues that are very common at home, I tell them that they can just, having this tool with them, the homeopathic remedies with them, they can just reach me out via text, and I can coach them about how to give the remedies and how. Or if they are not able to reach me out, they have this basic guide that is going to help them. Okay. So it's an important once you have a homeopathic kit at home, and you have your homeopath guiding you how to use the remedies, it's really nice, because you can take this with you everywhere. If you are on a trip and you or one of your family members are in need of help, you have the tool with you. You have remedies with you, so you are able to help them. If it's a weekend, if you are out of town, or, I keep with me always a homeopathic kit in my purse. Yes. All the time, just in case. Even that I don't have any small children anymore, but it's like, it gives me peace of mind to have my kid with me.
Yes, exactly. Because you never know.
Because you never know, exactly.
Yes. Do you have any stories that you can share about how it helps you?
Well, of course, when my kids were small, I always had the need to use them. they became sick in the middle of a trip with a fever at night, or maybe a bite of a mosquito or a insect bite. So I have this tool, or a cold, or they ate something that gave him a stomach issue, and if you have the remedies, you can help them. So it's a really powerful tool to have this on hand for moms, and teach them that they are able to manage this, or if they have a homeopath with them to guide them, it's much better than just go to the doctor and give medication or antibiotics for every single thing that can be resolved with homeopathy alone.
Yes, I think it's important for people to know that, in a way, if you go to a conventional doctor, the only thing you can get is a antibiotic.
Exactly. So it's important for me to that moms know that there are other ways.
Yes.
And of course, antibiotics are sometimes necessary, but as the last option, not the first one.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and I think I don't know how many remedies there are currently in homeopathy. It's 70,000, maybe more.
Yeah, we have a lot.
700,000. It's really hard to say because there's new coming in, but there's so many remedies that there is a remedy for every little single symptom.
Exactly. And one remedy can help you with several conditions
at the same
so
time.
That's why homeopathy is not that easy to learn, because it's like kind of complex if you are not familiar with it. But that's why it's important to have a homeopath with you that can guide you through your learning path, and during this process that you know how homeopathy works.
Yes. And even, it is very complex to truly learn, but at the same time, we can use it even if we don't know much about it.
Exactly. Right? That's the wonder of homeopathy. It's a very nice method of medicine.
Yeah, beautiful. So, great. So you also, you say about one of the conditions that you address is autism and similar conditions with children. And I would love to talk a little bit more about that. And how do you see homeopathy helping with autism and connected conditions? And do you have any case studies or examples that you could share with us so that we know how it works?
Yeah, homeopathy can help in these conditions, because homeopathy treats not only the physical symptoms, but also the emotional or mental condition. I mean, it treats the person as a whole. So in the kids that are in the spectrum, it's very common to see them with behavioral issues, like a lot of aggressivity or compulsions. So homeopathy can help to manage this, and as the better results that I see in my practice is when they bring me the kid that is still like younger than 7 years, because the smaller the kid, the younger the kid is, like easier for homeopathy to work, because sometimes they bring me the kids with a lot of layers. I mean, they took a lot of medication. So medication usually just add extra symptoms to the condition that already exists. So it's more difficult to treat this. I mean, it's possible, but it takes longer to see results. So when the kid is still very young, and the parents are aware of the importance of giving him a clean diet, that's very important. Try when the kid gets sick, instead of giving medication, treat him with homeopathy or natural stuff. That is going to help the kid to improve either the condition, or if he is having symptoms. So each case is different, but usually the best results are in younger kids, where the parents are aware of the importance of a healthy diet as well.
Okay, so why is it important? Because we have the homeopathic remedies, yes, and we're talking to people who may not know much about, homeopathy, are just curious. So I would love to know about why is it also important to address the lifestyle at the same time as giving the remedies? Isn't that just the remedy is going to fix everything? And how does that work?
Not necessarily. Sometimes it happens, but it's not that you are going to get this magical pill that is going to resolve everything, because we are exposed, especially kids, to a lot of toxic environment in the food, in the air. So it's important to keep their bodies as cleaner as possible. So if you have a clean diet, which is also very difficult with autistic children, because they usually are very picky and they just want to eat just one thing. So it's really a challenge to get to this point, but it's possible. And it's important to try to keep the child as exposed to the less toxins as possible, which is difficult in these times. But I mean, as a parent, you can try at least with the diet, and not exposing them to this dyes and all these chemicals that are so common now. So that's an important point and part of the treatment. And then homeopathy can treat the condition, since, I mean, in the initial consultation in homeopathy, everything is important. So I ask questions, and it's important to me to know what was the emotional state of the mom during the conception, during the pregnancy, how the delivery was. I mean, it's like getting the whole picture of this kid since she or he was in the womb. So because autism, well, we don't really know if it's genetic or if it's, I mean, there's not still we don't have the answer yet, but it's, in my opinion and in my experience, is something that is triggered by something. You can have this genetic predisposition to develop any disease, either autism or whatever, but there are triggers. So in this case, the triggers are these toxins that the kid are exposed to. Sometimes this condition starts when the mom has a real difficult pregnancy, or her emotional state was really, really bad. She was through a very difficult stage in her life, or that maybe a traumatic delivery. Maybe the kid was exposed to a lot of medication at the moment of the childbirth. So there are a lot of things that we as a homeopath has to dig and try to heal these layers.
Right. Yes. And I think the great thing about homeopathy is it can address the past, right?
Exactly.
If a mother had excessive fear or anger or something happened during pregnancy, we can actually go back in time.
Exactly. That's a wonder of homeopathy, that we can treat several layers, and not just the physical symptoms, but also the emotionals, which are the most important in homeopathy, are the emotional or mental symptoms. Those are the ones that we keep like really present in order to find the right remedy.
Right. Yes. And that's amazing because, again, if we go to a conventional medical professional, this is never going to be addressed. Our emotional, mental state is never going to be looked at. And it's, everybody knows that, if I'm feeling down mentally, my physical disease is going to be worse.
Yeah, sometimes the root cause could be not the diet or your lifestyle, but some trauma that you had. So if you treat the trauma, you can resolve the physical symptom, because it's just the manifestation of this trauma that you had in the past. And it's very common for me to see people that comes to me and said, you know what, I feel bad, I have this or this pain or this issue, but my lab results are totally fine. So the doctor doesn't know what is going on, but I don't feel well. So in those cases, the emotional state or the mental symptoms are very important. And once you treat that, the physical or this condition that they were feeling unwell, it's resolved, because it was just something emotional that was
right
there.
Yes, and maybe in the future though, like if they were not treated, it actually can evolve into
Exactly.
a physical
That's the start.
pathology.
That's the start of something. Something your body is telling you that something is wrong, even if it's not yet showing up on the in the lab test. But I mean, if we learn to listen our body, we can fix the things before they become a
Yes.
disease.
Yes, it's just that our labs are not as sensitive, I think, too.
Exactly.
You may not know that there's a problem, but if you feel something in your body that is actually telling you, no, I need to address that, it's good to follow and good to look for solutions. And homeopathy can be one of the ways to really address that.
Exactly, because in mainstream medicine, we don't have this tool to address this without a physical manifestation. There's no a way to treat it.
Yes. So this is, I mean, this is wonderful. We're talking about it. I really wish for people to know that there is so many more solutions to health issues than just traditional, conventional, medicine. There's so many more sophisticated and deeply reaching methods like homeopathy. It's extremely sophisticated.
Exactly.
Takes many years to learn, but it can actually address things and cut it down into the root and eradicate the disease that is maybe incipient, maybe it's just starting. So I think I really would like to stress that. But thanks for bringing that up, Brenda. So well, let's get into your specialty, because you talk about also coaching people at the same time as you're treating them as a homeopath. So I'm curious about how does that work together, and if you can tell us more about integrative homeopathy and how it evolved and how you help people with that approach.
Well, they are really complement, because the functional medicine principles is about finding the root cause and fixing, usually because of your diet or your lifestyle. So those are the principles. In homeopathy, it's the same thing. We have to look for the root cause. But with homeopathy, we have this tool that is the homeopathic remedy. So it's the same thing that we were talking about. Sometimes you can fix any condition just by modifying your lifestyle, eating right. But if the root cause is some emotional trauma, then homeopathy can help you more than just the functional medicine alone. I mean, you are not going to resolve the mental trauma or a depression or a grief just only by modifying your diet. Sometimes you can, but if it's something really that caused you a lot of pain in the past, we can treat that and heal your soul with homeopathy. So that's why it's really nice to complement both of them, because we can treat like the whole condition.
So how does that work in practice if somebody comes into you to your for help, and how do you decide that they would need both coaching and homeopathy?
Well, it's like doing all the things together. If any person that comes to me, I am going to apply both, because they are like part of the same thing. I mean, I have to dig into the case and see what the root cause could be, and I try to help them. If it's something just that can be fixed only by changing the lifestyle or having a right diet. I mean, I do not give like a specific diet to follow, but I just teach them to eat better, because I really believe that it's not about following a diet for a month or 2 or 3 and then, I mean, it's just to change your way of eating permanently. So I teach them to eat better, to choose better, about talking about food. And then with the homeopath, you are going to create a connection and about the homeopath has to know the person in front of us. I mean, it's not just treating symptoms. I need to treat the person. I won't give the same thing to all the clients that come to me with the same diagnosis. Probably I will use different remedies because I treat the person as a whole, not just the disease or the physical manifestation. So that's how I can complement both therapies. I dig in the case, I try to see what's going on in their lives. If it's something that can be just fixed by diet or by lifestyle, or if it's something that I need to address deeper as in the emotional level. So it's very interesting how they can work together.
Yes, because I think often maybe people have had experiences with going to coaches and being having personal coaches or health coaches, and sometimes there's a missing link, right?
And I think that homeopathy can be this link, because as I told you, sometimes it's not what you are suffering from is not just something that you are going to fix just changing your lifestyle or your diet. I mean,
Yes.
sometimes could be something that is deeper inside you, and that's where homeopathy can do the job.
Yes, that's wonderful, because I think often you see people who are really trying very, very hard to change the habits, or maybe, I don't know, exercise more or eat better, and it's just not happening. It's not.
Or sometimes they just don't have this the courage to do it, or I don't know how to put this, but homeopathy can give you this energy and this and help you to feel like more like stronger to do things.
Yes.
So it's what homeopathy does is to stimulate your body to work better, to function better. So the first things that you can notice once you start a homeopathic treatment is that your energy levels are like up. So that's the first thing. That's the stimulus that homeopathy is doing to your body to help you to feel stronger, like more energetic. So when you feel more energetic, you are going to be more powerful to do things, to decide things, to follow what you really want to do.
Yes, and change some habits that maybe you were not able to because you were depressed.
Exactly.
Yes.
So when you are treating this depression with homeopathy, you are going to feel much better. So if you are feeling much better, then you are going to have this power to change the things that are making you sicker.
Yes, I think that's a great point, and also I want to make sure that people know that homeopathy is not just about making you feel better mentally. It actually works on the physical level. I think
Exactly. That's what what I keep telling people, that it's a very powerful way of medicine, because you can treat just a simple acute condition, as I told you that I do with moms, that it's like simple to treat that flu, cold, fever. But then if you are suffering from a complex or a chronic condition, it's important to go to a professional homeopath and treat this. So you can treat just since a very simple thing with arnica, a bruise or something with arnica, and you can also be able to treat a very complex or chronic condition with homeopathy. In these cases, I do not tell my clients or my moms to treat them, because chronic conditions are something that should be treated by a professional homeopath. It's not something that I will encourage to treat at home or by yourself.
Right, because you have to carefully.
You have to be careful. There are several potencies that are needed, or several remedies that are not for the general public, so they are not easy to get. So you need your homeopath to guide you about how to take the remedy, which potency, when to take it, how often. So it's not that easy, but in the case of treating simple common things at home, then it's easier if you learn some basics on homeopathy. You can do it yourself, or you can have your homeopath guiding you through this simple things that you can treat at home with your kids or with any member of the family, even your pets.
Right, exactly. It works wonderful for dogs and cats.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
can attest to that.
Yeah,
Yes.
you can also avoid the vet many times.
Yeah, no, I'm really happy we're talking about it, because I think that it's like we need to help general public understand that, homeopathy can treat many different conditions on many different levels, from
Exactly.
very simple acute, a little cough or a cold, or like we said, a bite, a bug bite, to a very complex, say, autoimmune disorder, or even cancer, conditions that are really complex and multi-layered.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Because in these cases, complex issues, you are not treating exactly just the condition. You are treating the whole person. So you are treating this sick person, not the disease, but you are treating this person that is sick with this disease.
Right. Yes. So you take into account who that person is, and
Exactly.
what condition they have. We also want to need. We like to have the tests and all the objective information, but truly, you're exactly what you said. We're treating the person in front of us, and that's really powerful if you think about it, because you're not going to get that when you go to a conventional medicine doctor. They're not going to look at you as a person. They're going to look at you as a piece of paper with a certain condition or certain lab tests.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm not saying that conventional medicine does not work. I'm not saying that. I mean, medicine saves lives, and it's important to have it on hand. But I mean, it's important for people to know that they can resolve a lot of stuff without medication that is going not to fix the condition, but just to suppress it, to mask it. With homeopathy, you can really heal these things.
Right. So do you have any stories or any examples of your patients that you treated and how it worked together with combining coaching and homeopathic treatment?
Well, yes. The things that I treat the most here is chronic allergies. I mean, I live in Houston. Houston is a very high allergenic area. So there's a lot of chronic allergies. I mean, severe allergies each season. So there's a lot of people that comes to me saying, oh, you know what, I've been dealing with this allergies for years. I've been through this vaccines treatment and this. I mean, they treat everything, but once they start homeopathy, they start feeling better because they can see in months that the allergies start being milder, and then they can get to the point that their body is strong enough not to be sensitive to the change of weather or to the allergy season. The same thing with kids that are asthmatic or that they are in this antibiotic circle for months, even for years. So you can see the kid that comes to me like very thin, they are not eating well, they are just pale and sick every month or every 2 weeks. And antibiotic. Once they start the treatment, I can see the difference. And moms can tell me, you know what? It's another kid. He's eating again. He's gaining weight. He's not getting sick anymore. I mean, they can increase their immune system and their health level once they start the homeopathic treatment. And I see a lot of cases like this.
So what happens with a child who comes in and they've been on many rounds of antibiotics? Is it possible to stop it, or do you work with the doctor?
The first thing that I told to moms is that once we start the homeopathic treatment, it's important to have this communication. If the kid gets sick again, they have to reach me out immediately so we can treat him with homeopathic remedies instead of going to the doctor. I teach them and I explain them how homeopathy can treat, even if it's an ear infection. I mean, we can manage that with homeopathy if they come on time. So once the kids start getting sick again, they come to me and I treat the acute condition together with the chronic condition that I treat every month. I mean, in a case like this, I see clients every month. But if they get sick in the middle of in between follow-ups, they know that they can reach me out to treat this acute condition. That's why I tell them to have on hand this homeopathic remedies. So if the kid gets sick with an asthma flare-up or with an ear infection, we have the homeopathic remedies on hand to treat that specific flare-up. And then as the follow-up, I can continue treating the chronic condition that is going to increase the immune, to get an immune system stronger.
Okay, yes. So it's important, I think, to mention that then the chronic homeopathic remedies actually build up the immune system so that the child's more resilient and they're not going to get all those ear infections as often.
Exactly.
Right?
That's why homeopathy is very, very helpful in chronic conditions and can treat any chronic condition, because it's going to help the body to level up the immune system. So it's the body, the one that is going to be fighting the disease or this health condition.
Yeah,
I mean, homeopathy is like the complement to your body. It's like awakening your innate healing power.
It's sort of like a coach, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so it's coaching your body as
exactly,
you're coaching
exactly.
the person.
It's coaching your body to do what it's supposed to do.
Yes, exactly. So that's I really like that way of explaining it. I think it's because it's such a big mental jump, I think, for us all, as we, live in a world where conventional medicine is, giving us drugs to suppress the symptoms. And it's such a different mentality altogether to start to think of homeopathy as actually building up the body and building up the immune system, building up and guiding the body to be more resilient and stronger so it can fight the disease, whatever the disease is.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
So it's a completely different way of looking at things. And that's why
I
think we have to talk about it to just instill this new way of looking at things.
Yeah,
exactly. Not new, an old way. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because people is so used to try to fix everything just with a pill. And I mean, I have this pain. I'm going to take the pill for the pain. I have fever. Okay, I have to take a pill that is going to go down the fever. So that's the mind that we should change. Once you start homeopathic treatment, you have to know that you are going to help your body to do that job. You are not going to suppress immediately the condition, but to help your body to fight it.
Yes, that's great. That's a great way of presenting that. And so, Brenda, I know that you also had a menopause course for patients. Can you tell us more about that?
Yes, I was working for months, like trying to put everything together. So it's a course where you can learn not just what the common homeopathic remedies that you can use during menopause for symptoms like hot flashes or insomnia or this mood swings, etc. But also I put in the course like ancestral herbs, supplements, the diet. I mean, the food that is recommended during the perimenopause or menopause stage to eat to keep us like healthier. So it's a really nice way to learn how to manage or how to flow through this stage naturally. And there's in this platform, you can also join my community. So my plan is to get this community of women where we can share not just the course, but also be able to communicate each other and to share like tips or recipes, or I did this and it was good for me because I was suffering from this. I mean, to create this tribe, this community of women where we can share and know that we are not alone through this stage. It's a transition stage, so we have to know that is, you are not going to be like that forever. So you can do it naturally if that's what you want. And
so it's a self-guided course for
yeah, it is. But there's also this community where you can ask questions and we can keep communication, not just during the course. I mean, you are going to do it at your own pace, but you are going to be able to ask questions whenever you want. And in this month you can get 50% off because of the
great.
Mother's Day.
Oh, that's wonderful. So how do people access that? How can
they can go to my website, which is brendaplascencia.com, and they are going to they can look for the link, or they can go to my Instagram, is Brenda Plascencia Homeopath, and in the link in bio they can find the link to enroll to the course.
Okay, I'm going to share the website here, and so everybody can go to the website and look at the course, and it's wonderful. It's 50% off for Mother's Day.
Yeah, this month.
Yes, that sounds wonderful. And so, very good. So, a lot of people who are watching are probably not familiar with homeopathy, and they may have a lot of doubts. And maybe they're struggling with something that has not been resolved, but they really still are not very convinced that they should contact a homeopath. So how do you help them make a decision?
There's also a link on my website that says new to homeopathy. Then if you click on that link, it's going to direct you to the National Center for Homeopathy. And there are a lot of educational resources where they can learn about how homeopathy works, how the remedies are made. I mean, it's really, really helpful for those that are wanting to learn more about homeopathy and how it works.
Great. I'm going to share this right now in the notes here. That's great. So how would you, if you were speaking with somebody who was not convinced, and maybe thinking about seeing a homeopath, but they were really having a lot of doubts, how would you help them make a decision?
Well, usually I don't have that problem because people that comes to me, it's already seeking for this option.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. Usually they are already wanting a more natural way. So I just explain to them how it works, that the remedies come from natural sources, and I redirect them to this link because it's really helpful. Or I send them a welcome package where they can have all this information together about what homeopathy is.
So it's just really about providing resources.
Exactly.
Of course, everybody has to make their own mind. Yeah. They want to pursue that or not. But I think that often it's just people think that homeopathy is sort of like another, herbal medicine or
it's important to let them know that it's not herbal. I mean, it's not the same as herbology. It's something different. It's a system of medicine that exists for more than 200 years ago. And it's established in several countries, in Europe especially. And it's not something new. It's not the same thing that just drinking teas.
Yes.
It's something much more complex and much more important than that.
Yes, it's a whole complex
system of medicine. A whole system of medicine, exactly.
Yeah, so that's great. So I would encourage everybody who's, maybe thinking about it but not sure, to check out the resources. I pasted them here in the notes, in the comments, of the interview. And I'll reach out, and we'll share information with you. I think that's important to educate and inform ourselves and understand, what it is, because you don't want to start and do something that you don't know what it is. And I think a lot of times, there's supplement, like miracle supplements out there on YouTube, and people advertise.
Exactly.
Spend money on that, but we don't really know what it is.
Yeah, exactly. And homeopathic remedies are proved safe for years, and we use the same remedies for hundreds of years, the same remedies, so they are proved to be safe, and
we know how they work.
And yeah, exactly. And it's not something new. I mean, homeopathy it's been around like for several hundred of years. So it's important for people to know that. And if they follow me on my Instagram, I usually try to post important information or tips where they can learn.
Okay, so I'm just gonna just put so it's Brenda Plascencia, right?
Homeopath.
Homeopath. So that's Instagram. Okay. I'm just pasting that here in the notes. Great. So, Brenda, is there anything else you would like to share with our audience to conclude today that you think?
No, just if someone wants to ask some questions later, they can just reach me out through my Instagram if they wish, if they have more questions, or they can go to my website. I try to put all the information that they will want to know there. But if they have more questions, they can just contact me directly through my website. There's a contact link, and I will be responding all the questions.
Great. Well, that's a wonderful resource. Thank you so much for offering that. So I'll encourage everybody to reach out. And for anybody who's interested in the menopause course, I think that also sounded very exciting. And so you can look at that at Brenda's website that I connected here to YouTube in the notes. Very good. So wonderful. Well, thank you so much for.
Thank you, Monica. Thank you for inviting me, and thank you for being here, all of you. Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. Well, thank you, everybody. Please reach out if you have any questions. You can connect with Brenda, or you can reach out to me as well. And so, so let's keep on spreading the word about those really alternative but very powerful ways of healing ourselves. And I'm very happy that you're, spend your time listening. And so reach out and have a wonderful day, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.